So now you've got scale shape number 1 and number 2 of pentatonic under your fingers. So where do we go from there? What we want to do now is to be able to play between these two scale shapes, interconnecting them so that basically one scale shape sort of fits with the other one, and we make our notes and our phrasing come together by working between these two scale shapes. So how do you start that? The way I would suggest you start is by linking the scale shapes using the last note of each scale into the next note or the first note of the following scale shape. So what does that look like? So if I take my A minor pentatonic shape 1 and play up, I end up on the 8th fret top E string. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide into the 10th fret of that high E string, okay? And you'll recognize that as being a note from pentatonic shape number 2. And now I can come down, pentatonic shape number 2. Okay, so that's what I mean by connecting. I've connected the last note of pentatonic shape number 1, being the 8th fret on the top E string, and I've now slid that into the 10th fret on the top E string, as into shape number 2. Come down shape number 2, where I end up, shape number 2 finishes on the 8th fret of the bottom E string, okay, and then I come down and resolve to the low E string here, or sorry, the 5th fret on the low E string. Okay, so that's taking pentatonic shape number 1 into number 2 from the top. Okay. Now in the same way, we want to be able to link both ways. So what we can now do is we can take our starting note here, being our 5th fret on the bottom E string, and play fingers 1, 4, and then which ends up on the 8th fret of the bottom E string. Okay, now we slide up to the 10th fret on the E string, and now we're into pentatonic shape number 2. When we get there, we slide down to the 5th fret, and we come down pentatonic shape number 1. Okay? So work with those two scale shapes. Now you've got familiar with them. Now we're linking them using the first and the last notes on the high E string and the low E string. Okay. Next up from there, we're going to look at breaking that down a bit more and linking from the other strings into those scales. And that's where we get some really cool stuff happening, where we're now able to join sliding between those two scale shapes. Start there and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.